My friends, I want you to imagine something extraordinary. Imagine for a moment that wealth, abundance, prosperity in all its forms is not something distant, not something locked away behind effort, struggle, or sacrifice, but rather something that responds to you instantly when you assume it already belongs to you. Imagine wealth as a loyal servant waiting outside the door of your mind, only waiting for the right call to enter. Wealth does not belong to the few. It belongs to anyone bold enough to believe it is already theirs. And today I am going to reveal to you how 3 words, when written, spoken, and felt in the depth of your being, can summon that wealth within 7 days. You may think this sounds too simple, but that is the beauty of it. The truth is always simple. The universe does not ask you to climb a mountain or toil endlessly for what is already yours. It simply asks that you know it, that you believe it, and that you allow it. There are people who wait their entire lives for wealth, always believing it will come someday in the future. They pray, they hope, they struggle, and yet they secretly confess to themselves that they do not believe it is truly possible for them. They may believe it for others, they may admire those who appear lucky or blessed, but when it comes to themselves, they doubt. That doubt is the thief. That doubt is what keeps the treasure buried. But I tell you this, wealth is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of consciousness. And when you claim it with authority, when you impress upon yourself the truth that wealth is already flowing toward you, the outer world must rearrange itself to make it so. Now you may ask, why 3 words? Why not a long affirmation, a chant, or a complicated ritual? Because the universe responds not to length, but to clarity. The power is not in how much you say, but in the certainty with which you say it. 3 words, simple and direct, can break open the gates of abundance when they are written with conviction and believed with intensity. When you write them, you are not scribbling empty letters. You are carving into the invisible fabric of reality. You are impressing upon the unseen substance that forms all things, telling it exactly what to become. The secret is not in the pen or the paper, but in the feeling with which you write. Every night, before you sleep, and every morning, before you rise to face the world, write these 3 words as though they were already carved into stone, as though nothing could erase them. Write them not as a command to the future, but as a declaration of the present. Feel as though the wealth you desire has already rushed in and filled your life to overflowing. Close your eyes and see yourself with it. See your bank account overflowing, your wallet heavy, your home filled with comfort and beauty. Feel it, smell it, taste it, live in it as though it were already true. For the secret of manifestation lies not in hoping, but in assuming. What you assume to be true, even if your senses deny it, must become flesh in your world. I know there are those who will doubt. They will hear me say that 3 words written with conviction can produce wealth in 7 days. And they will shake their heads. They will say, how can that be possible? But I tell you, it is not only possible, it is inevitable for the one who believes. Your outer life is nothing but the shadow of your inner assumption. If you believe poverty is your destiny, poverty will dress itself in 1,000 disguises to meet you. If you believe wealth is your natural state, wealth will find 1,000 doors to enter. The world cannot help but mirror the state you occupy. Think of the times in your life when you felt fortunate, when everything seemed to fall into place with ease. You may have said, I was lucky, but it was not luck. It was the state you carried within. You expected good things. You felt open to them, and so they came rushing in. The state of expectation is the magnet. And now, with these 3 words, you will deliberately choose your state. Instead of waiting for fortune to smile on you, you will command it to arrive. When I tell you to write these 3 words, I am not speaking of idle writing. I am speaking of ritual, of impressing the subconscious mind, which is the gateway to creation. The subconscious does not argue, it does not question, it does not say no. It accepts whatever you give it as true and sets about producing it in the outer world. The words you feed it become the seeds planted in the soil of eternity. And what you sow, you must reap. So sow wealth deliberately. Sow abundance deliberately. Sow the assumption that money comes easily and endlessly to you. Some may still say, but I have tried affirmations before. I have written words before, and nothing happened. The difference is in the feeling. Writing without feeling is like planting seeds in barren ground. Nothing grows. But writing with feeling, with conviction, with the inner knowing that what you declare is already true, is planting in fertile soil. And when you water it daily with belief, with visualization, with gratitude, it must sprout. It must blossom, it must bear fruit. 7 days. That is all it takes. Not because wealth is slow to come, but because the mind sometimes needs time to accept the new assumption. It takes time to wash away the old belief of lack, the old conditioning of struggle, the old habit of doubt. But 7 days of consistent writing, consistent feeling, consistent assuming, and the inner soil is transformed. Once the new seed has taken root, the outer world responds instantly. Opportunities appear. Money flows. Doors open. People call. And what once seemed impossible becomes natural. Now let me tell you this. The 3 words are not magical in themselves. They are powerful because of the state they awaken in you. They are powerful because of the certainty they create. They are powerful because they align you with the frequency of wealth. The universe does not speak in words. It speaks in states, in vibrations. The words are simply the handle by which you lift yourself into the state of wealth. When you write them, do not write them as a plea. Do not write them as though you are asking someone outside of yourself to send you money. Write them as though you are announcing what is already true. Write them as though the wealth is already here, and you are only acknowledging it. This is the great difference. Asking keeps it in the future. Declaring pulls it into the present. Many of you have been asking all your lives. You have asked and prayed and begged for wealth, but always as something far off. Always as something you hope to receive someday. That someday never comes, because the subconscious mind only knows the eternal now. If you keep saying, I will be wealthy, the subconscious hears only that you are not yet wealthy, and it must mirror that state in your world. But when you declare, I am wealthy now, when you write these 3 words as though they are your eternal truth, the subconscious accepts it, and the world conforms. So what are these words? They are simple. They are powerful. They are I am wealth. Write them daily. Write them with fire. Write them until they become etched, not just on paper, but on the very walls of your mind. Write them until you feel them in your bones, until every cell of your body sings with the reality of them. Do not write them as though you are trying to become wealth. Write them as though you already are, for you are. Wealth is not something outside of you. Wealth is the expression of your own infinite imagination. Wealth is you in another form. When you say, I am wealth, you are not lying to yourself. You are speaking the deeper truth. You are declaring that your essence, your being, your very consciousness is the source of all abundance. Money, opportunities, success. They are simply reflections of the wealth that you already are. And when you own this truth, when you repeat it until it saturates your subconscious mind, the reflection in the outer world must change. Try it for 7 days. 7 days of absolute commitment, morning and night. Take your pen, take your paper, and write these words, I am wealth. Write them slowly. Write them with meaning. Close your eyes after writing and imagine the life of wealth already yours. Imagine walking into your bank and seeing the balance. Imagine paying your bills with ease. Imagine the freedom, the joy, the generosity. Feel it. Live in it. Let the words become flesh within you, and you will see, within 7 days, wealth will begin to appear. It may come as unexpected money, as gifts, as new clients, as sudden opportunities. It may come in ways your rational mind could not predict. Do not concern yourself with the how. That is not your business. Your business is to assume, to declare, to feel it real. The universe will take care of the details. Wealth is waiting for you now. It is not far away. It is not delayed. It is here, pressing at the door of your consciousness, waiting for your acceptance. Write these 3 words and open the door. Declare them with conviction, and wealth will rush in. You do not need to struggle for it. You do not need to chase it. You only need to claim it. For what you claim in imagination, you will experience in reality. So go now and write. Write with joy. Write with certainty. Write "I am wealth" until it becomes the song of your soul. And watch, for in 7 days, wealth will appear. It cannot be otherwise. The law is perfect. The law is unchanging. The law responds to your assumption. And when you assume wealth, you must live wealth. You must understand that these 3 words are not to be written with casualness, as though they were merely an exercise. They must be written as though they are fire, as though they are power, as though they are already the law of your life. When you write "I am wealth," you are not hoping, you are not wishing, you are claiming, you are assuming, you are stepping into a state of consciousness from which all the outer conditions of your life must flow. The outer is nothing more than the shadow cast by the inner assumption. Change the inner, and the outer has no choice but to conform. Let me tell you something most people never realize. Wealth is not a number. Wealth is not paper bills or coins, or a balance in your bank account. Wealth is a state of consciousness. There are those who hold millions, yet live in fear of losing it, and so they are not wealthy. They are poor in spirit. And there are those who with little feel abundance overflowing, and so they attract more and more. True wealth is the realization that you are the source of all abundance. When you embody the truth that "I am wealth," the world cannot help but pour riches upon you, for you are aligning yourself with the eternal supply that never runs dry. Do not think you need to strain or strive when you write. Effort belongs to the world of doubt. Conviction belongs to the world of knowing. When you write with conviction, you rest in the awareness that it is already done. Think of an actor who plays the role of a king. He may not have a crown. He may not sit on a throne in his daily life, but when he steps onto the stage, he assumes the role with such conviction that the audience believes him to be a king. Likewise, when you write "I am wealth," assume it so fully that your subconscious believes it. Once it believes, the outer world is the stage upon which your new role must be played. There are those who will ask, what if nothing happens in 7 days? And I say to them, how could nothing happen? Something must happen, because you have planted a seed in consciousness. It may appear as a small sprout, or it may appear as a great tree, but it must appear. Do not despise the small beginnings. Do not say, this is not enough. Be grateful for every sign of wealth, no matter how small, for gratitude multiplies. The one who is faithful with little will be given more. When you see the first signs, rejoice, for they are the first fruits of the harvest. And as you continue in the state, the harvest grows beyond what you imagined. Think of the farmer. He plants the seed and trusts the soil to do its work. He does not dig up the seed every day to see if it is growing. He waters it, he nurtures it, and he waits in quiet faith. So too must you treat these words. Write them, feel them, and then go about your day, knowing the harvest is certain. You do not need to check or doubt or worry. The soil of your subconscious is faithful. Whatever you sow, it must return. Sow wealth, and wealth will return. Sow abundance, and abundance will return. Perhaps you have carried a story of lack for many years. Perhaps you have been told from childhood that money is scarce, that it is hard to earn, that you must labor endlessly for just enough to survive. That story has lived in your subconscious and has shaped your reality. But the good news is this: any story can be rewritten. The pen is in your hand. The 3 words, "I am wealth," are the new story you will write upon your mind. And as you persist in writing them, the old story fades. The new story takes root, and your world must change to reflect it. You may notice as you write that old thoughts of doubt rise up. They may whisper, "This is not true. You are only pretending. You are poor, you have bills, you cannot claim wealth." Do not resist them with struggle, for resistance gives them power. Simply ignore them and return to your declaration. The doubts are only the echo of the old story, and echoes fade when you stop answering them. Each time you return to "I am wealth," you are feeding the new story, and the old one loses its strength. Some of you may be tempted to add conditions. You may want to write, "I am wealth, but only if I get money in this way, from this source, in this amount." Let go of such limitations. Wealth is infinite in its channels. Do not bind it to a single path. Allow it to come in the most effortless, the most surprising, the most delightful way. When you say, I am wealth, you are opening the floodgates to unlimited channels. Do not shut the gate by insisting on one stream. Trust that the universe knows the easiest and fastest path to deliver it to you. Remember, wealth is not only money. Wealth is opportunity. Wealth is freedom. Wealth is peace of mind. Wealth is generosity. Wealth is luxury and comfort, yes. But it is also health, love, friendship, and joy. When you declare, I am wealth, you are not only inviting money, you are inviting a life of fullness in every dimension. And when money does arrive, as it surely will be accompanied by all the other blessings that true wealth includes. I tell you this so you may not limit yourself. Do not think that wealth is merely a thicker wallet. It is a richer life. It is the freedom to wake up each day and do what brings you joy. It is the ability to give without fear, to bless others without counting the cost. It is the deep inner knowing that you are supplied by an infinite source, and that source is within you. Do you not see how powerful these three words are? They are the key to unlocking the treasure chest that has always been yours. They are the golden thread that connects your imagination to your reality. They are the declaration that breaks the chains of lack and ushers in abundance. Do not underestimate them, because they are simple. Simplicity is the mark of truth. The complex confuses, the simple reveals. And in the simple truth, I am wealth, you will find your freedom. You may find after the first day of writing that a shift begins to stir within you. It may be subtle, like a quiet confidence that rises without explanation. It may be bold, like a sudden feeling of freedom where fear once lived. That is the power of assumption taking hold. You are stepping out of the old garment of lack and clothing yourself in the new garment of wealth. Each time you write, I am wealth, you are putting on this new garment more firmly, until at last it clings to you as your natural state. And when the world sees you clothed in wealth inwardly, it must dress you in wealth outwardly. The outer world always responds to the inner attire. Do not be surprised if people begin to treat you differently as you embody these words. They may not know why, but they will feel the change. They will sense a new energy around you, a magnetism, a confidence that draws opportunities and favor. They will speak to you with more respect, offer you possibilities, open doors that were once closed. For the world is but a mirror, and when you declare, I am wealth, the reflection must adjust itself. Think also of the vibration you are sending. Every thought, every word, every feeling is energy, and energy is magnetic. When you vibrate with lack, you magnetize more lack. When you vibrate with wealth, you magnetize more wealth. I am wealth is the tuning fork that aligns you with the frequency of abundance. And once you are in harmony with that frequency, you cannot help but attract it. It is law, it is as certain as gravity. 7 days may seem like a small span of time, but do not underestimate what can happen in 7 days of true assumption. The creation of the world itself was spoken of in 7 days, for 7 is the number of completion, the number of fulfillment. In 7 days of faithfully writing and feeling these words, you are completing the shift from lack to abundance. You are fulfilling the transformation of your state. And once that state is complete, nothing can stop the outer reflection from appearing. If on the 2nd or 3rd day you feel impatience rising, remember this: impatience is a signal that you are still looking to the outer world for proof. Turn within. Feel the reality of it now. Rest in the joy of already being wealthy. Impatience dissolves when you live in the assumption of completion. The one who is already wealthy does not ask, when will it come? He knows it is here. Adopt that knowing, and the 7 days will pass not in waiting but in rejoicing. I say again, wealth is your natural state. You were not born to struggle endlessly for scraps. You were not placed here to live in perpetual lack. You were born out of infinite abundance, and you are the embodiment of that abundance. The only thing that has ever hidden this truth from you is the veil of false belief. Tear away the veil with these 3 words. Write them with the authority of one who knows his inheritance. Say them with the power of one who refuses to live in shadows any longer. Declare them as though the heavens themselves must bow to your word, for they must. You may feel the urge to speak these words aloud as well as write them. Do it. Speak them into the mirror, look into your own eyes, and say with unwavering certainty, I am wealth. Speak them when you walk, when you drive, when you rest. Let them echo through your mind until they become the very air you breathe. When you saturate yourself so fully, there is no room left for the old beliefs. The new assumption dominates, and the outer world obeys. Some may think this is arrogance, to declare oneself wealth. But I tell you, it is not arrogance, it is truth. Arrogance is believing you are separate from the source of abundance. Humility is recognizing that the source lives in you, that you and it are one. To say I am wealth is not to boast, but to acknowledge the divinity within you. And when you honor that truth, you honor life itself. Watch how money begins to flow in ways you never expected. A debt may be forgiven, a refund may appear, a friend may gift you, a business idea may strike your mind like lightning. Do not dismiss these things as coincidences. There are no coincidences. They are the direct outpicturing of your inner state. Smile at them, welcome them, and know they are the first signs of a flood that cannot be stopped. And what will you do when the wealth comes? You will not clutch it in fear. You will not hoard it in anxiety, for that is the old way. You will flow with it, circulate it, bless with it, enjoy it, knowing it is infinite. The more you give thanks for it, the more it multiplies. The more you share it with joy, the more it returns pressed down, shaken together and running over. I am wealth is not a statement of possession alone. It is a statement of identity, and identity cannot run dry. So let each day be an act of faith. Rise in the morning, take your pen and write the words slowly, deliberately, with love. Pause after each line and feel it. Let the feeling saturate you until your entire body vibrates with it. Do the same at night, and as you drift to sleep, let those words be the last thought in your mind. Sleep in the state of wealth, and you will rise in the morning renewed, aligned, magnetic. For the state you enter in sleep is the state that shapes your waking world. As you practice this faithfully, you will notice that wealth begins to feel natural to you. At first, perhaps it feels like a costume you are putting on, something foreign, something not quite yours. But the more you declare it, the more you embody it, the more it settles upon you as the most natural truth. Soon you will look back and wonder how you ever believed otherwise. The struggle, the lack, the doubt will seem like a dream that has faded at dawn, and the wealth, the freedom, the abundance will feel like the sunlight that was always meant to shine upon you. There is a great secret here that few discover. The subconscious mind cannot resist repetition infused with emotion. What you write with feeling over and over becomes its reality. It does not reason. It does not analyze. It simply accepts. This is why the words you write must be chosen with care. Many people write unconsciously every day with their thoughts. I am broke. I am unlucky. I am stuck. And their subconscious accepts those words as law, producing circumstances to match. But you are wise enough to choose new words. Words that lift. Words that create. Words that transform. You are rewriting the script of your life. And the new script declares, I am wealth. When you see yourself in the mirror, do not see one who is waiting for wealth. See one who is already the embodiment of it. Look into your own eyes and remind yourself that the universe within you is unlimited. No condition, no past, no outer circumstance has the power to overrule your inner declaration. The only question is, will you persist? Will you continue to claim the truth until the world bends to your assumption? For it must bend. Reality cannot resist the one who knows his own power. Perhaps you will say that I am surrounded by bills. I have debts. My account is empty. And I answer, those are shadows of the old assumption. Do not bow to shadows. They have no power except the power you give them. The moment you assume a new state, the shadow must change. But a shadow does not vanish instantly. It shifts gradually as the light shifts. So be patient with yourself, but remain firm in your declaration. The bills will vanish, the debts will dissolve, the account will fill. But it begins with the shift within you. Do not be deceived by appearances. Appearances are only echoes of the past state. They are not prophecies of the future. When you write, I am wealth, you are planting the seed of a new harvest. Do not judge the field by yesterday's crop. Wait for the new crop to rise, and it will astonish you with its abundance. There is a rhythm to life, a law that cannot be broken, as within, so without. If within you declare lack, the outer world will reflect lack. If within you declare wealth, the outer world will reflect wealth. It is so simple that most dismiss it, searching instead for complicated systems and strategies. But the law has always been this: what you assume within yourself is what you will meet in the outer world. Let these words sink deep. I am wealth. Not I will be wealth. Not I hope for wealth. Not I need wealth. But I am wealth. Present, immediate, undeniable. The moment you claim it, you have it. And though the outer world may take a little time to catch up, it cannot resist forever. It must follow, for the outer is servant to the inner. You will notice, as you persist, that even your body responds. Your posture changes, your expression changes, your energy changes. You walk with more confidence, you speak with more authority, you think with more clarity. And as you change, people around you respond. They feel your magnetism, they sense your certainty, and they treat you accordingly. Business partners, clients, friends, even strangers, begin to open doors for you, sensing that you are one to whom wealth belongs. And in truth, it does belong to you. It always has. You were only blind to it. The blindness is lifted when you write, when you declare, when you assume. Suddenly you see opportunities where before you saw obstacles. Suddenly you notice possibilities where before you saw dead ends. It is not the world that has changed. It is you. And because you have changed, the world mirrors your new vision. Take joy in this process. Do not make it a burden. Do not write these words with tension, as though trying to force something. Write them with delight, with gratitude, with expectation. Make it a sacred moment each day, a moment when you align yourself with truth. Let it be play, not work. Let it be joy, not duty. The more lightly you hold it, the more powerfully it manifests. For the one who knows does not strain. He rests in assurance, and assurance brings forth results. You may also find that as you write, I am wealth, other desires begin to awaken. Perhaps you will feel the pull toward a dream you long buried. Perhaps an idea will spark that excites you. Perhaps a vision of a new lifestyle, a new path, a new expression of yourself will rise. This too is wealth. Wealth is not static. It is dynamic, creative, expanding. To declare yourself wealth is to open the door, not only to money, but to the fullness of your soul's expression. Do not resist these stirrings. They are the signs that wealth is moving through you, guiding you, expressing itself in your unique way. Every great invention, every great work of art, every breakthrough in history was born of someone who dared to declare a truth about themselves before the world could see it. They lived from the inner vision, not the outer appearance, and the outer eventually bowed to the inner. You are no different. You too are creator. You too can shape the world with your assumption. These 3 words are your tool, your key, your command. Use them boldly, and the world will bend to your vision. As you persist in this practice, something remarkable happens. Your imagination begins to lead you more than your senses. The senses will still report the old facts, perhaps a thin wallet, perhaps a stack of bills, but your imagination will declare another truth, and it is that inner declaration that carries more weight. In time, your senses themselves will adjust and reflect what the imagination already knows. This is the divine order of creation. First the unseen, then the seen. First the inner word, then the outer manifestation. Do not concern yourself with the speed of the change. Some transformations come with lightning speed. Others unfold gradually, step by step. What matters is not how quickly but how surely. The moment you assume the state of wealth, the result is guaranteed. Time is merely the canvas upon which the picture unfolds. 7 days is not a demand placed upon the universe. It is an invitation for you to give your full attention for a sacred span of time. It is enough for the new assumption to take root, and once it does, no force can uproot it. Notice how your emotions shift as you write. At first you may feel resistance, perhaps even disbelief. But if you persist, you will notice excitement, then peace, then certainty. This is the progression of faith from uncertainty to conviction, from wavering to unshakable knowing. The act of writing I am wealth daily is not merely about repetition. It is about allowing this progression to take place. Each line written weakens the hold of the old state and strengthens the reality of the new. There is a quiet authority that comes with wealth consciousness. It does not boast. It does not shout. It does not grasp. It simply knows. You will begin to feel this authority within you. You will no longer chase after opportunities with desperation. Instead, you will radiate an energy that causes opportunities to chase you. You will no longer plead for provision. Provision will appear naturally. You will walk into rooms with the awareness that you belong there, and others will sense it and treat you accordingly. This is the power of the inner assumption. It is wise, too, to cultivate gratitude as you write. Gratitude is the language of the wealthy. When you give thanks for wealth even before it appears outwardly, you accelerate its arrival. Gratitude says, "I already have it," and the subconscious, hearing this declaration, arranges the outer world to match. So let your writing be accompanied by thanksgiving. As your pen moves across the page, whisper silently in your heart, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." You will be amazed how quickly gratitude multiplies what you affirm. There will be moments when distractions try to pull you away. The phone rings. The tasks of the day demand your time. Doubts creep in whispering that this is all foolishness. Guard your sacred practice. Even if only for a few minutes morning and night, keep it. Treat it as you would breath itself, for it is breath to your soul. The world can wait, but your consciousness must be tended to. Do not let a single day pass without affirming your truth. 7 days is a small price to pay for a lifetime of abundance. As the days pass, observe the subtle shifts. Perhaps a sense of calm replaces anxiety. Perhaps unexpected compliments come your way. Perhaps small financial blessings appear. A refund, a gift, a sudden discount. These are not accidents. They are the first raindrops before the storm of abundance. Rejoice in them, and do not doubt. Every small sign is proof that the inner seed is breaking through the soil. Welcome it, celebrate it, and expect more. When wealth begins to manifest, do not slip back into the old habit of fear. Fear says, "What if it goes away?" Faith says, "It flows endlessly." You are not dependent on a single channel. You are not dependent on a single employer, a single client, a single business. You are wealth itself, and therefore channels will multiply as needed. Rest in this knowing, and your wealth will not only come but stay, expand, and bless beyond measure. There will also come a time when others notice the change in you and ask what you are doing. Do not hide the truth. Share it boldly, for in sharing you strengthen your own conviction. Tell them that wealth is not something outside to chase, but something inside to claim. Tell them that the words we declare shape the world we live in. Tell them that in 7 days of faithful writing, they too can see the beginning of a new life. In lifting others, you lift yourself. Consider the joy of living free from the thought of lack, no longer measuring, no longer fearing, no longer envying. To walk into a store and choose what you desire without counting the cost. To give freely to those you love without hesitation. To invest in your dreams without delay. This is the life these words open to you. And it is not reserved for the few. It is your right, your inheritance, your birthright. All you must do is claim it with the authority of your imagination. Each line you write is an act of creation. Each declaration is a stroke upon the canvas of reality. When you look back after 7 days, you will see not only the beginnings of outer wealth, but also the transformation of your inner state. You will feel richer in spirit, richer in thought, richer in confidence. And from that inner wealth, the outer abundance will flow endlessly. So I say to you, stop waiting for wealth as though it was somewhere far away. Stop hoping for it as though it belonged to another. Claim it now, here in this very moment, for it is already yours. The 3 words you write are not just letters on a page. They are a decree, a command, a law to your world. Write them with fire, believe them with certainty, and live them as your truth. For the world has no choice but to reflect the state you occupy. In 7 days you will see signs. In 7 days you will feel the shift. In 7 days you will know that you are the master of your reality. Do not delay. Do not doubt. Do not return to the old story. Stand firm in your declaration. I am wealth. And the universe, with all its infinite resources, must bow to your word and deliver it. Wealth is not coming. It is here, and it is you.